I'm delighted to introduce the General Manager for Dortech Direct Limited, James McDermott. So James, you've been with Dortech Direct now for over 10 years and you've just been promoted into the position of General Manager. Can you explain a little bit about your journey with the company and some of the key lessons that you've learned along the way?
Yeah, so it started 10 years ago. I joined in December 2015, just before Christmas. I was looking obviously to get into the industry and get obviously into the world of working. Got an opportunity and started in customer service. So it was a bit of an eye-opener to start with customer service, construction, and how people react when orders are delayed and time it takes for kind of couriers to deliver orders, and when people are ringing up and screaming at you. It was a very, very interesting to start with. And as the company grew, it started obviously as a couple of people that was employed on the website, and yourself that was included, and then me and Roxy, the other manager, now joined the business. And then we've had loads of gaps in the business. So one of the opportunities that first came up was the warehouse. So the warehouse manager at the time didn't turn up, and had a couple of days of not turning up. So I decided to kind of jump involved. It was nice to see the customer service side of, placing orders, putting orders through the system, but then actually packaging the orders, sending them out myself, and then dealing with the couriers. Later on, we had a bit of a gap in purchasing. So the purchasing manager at the time took a little bit of a break from the business. I decided to once again just jump in, learn the job. So it kind of went from placing the orders, packaging the orders, to then purchasing the orders as well. So I had a full kind of rotation of how the company works, and then since then just kind of developed from the purchasing, naturally went into the supply chain, getting to know the suppliers pretty well. And then, we've come to now full circle into the general manager. Learned a lot of things in terms of how people are, how construction is, how time sensitive projects are, the pricing that comes with the UK market. It's very interesting. One of the big things is learning where products actually come from. A lot of the products are made not in the UK, which I originally thought that a lot of the manufacturing was in the UK. You learn that not a lot is in the UK, and learning through expos and dealing with supply chain and going out and visiting different countries. Another opportunity I've had to visit Germany and Denmark. Obviously look to expand that going forward. So yeah, it's been a bit interesting journey, but enjoyed every second of it, to be fair.
Well, fantastic, and congratulations. One of the things that stands out a little bit though is this was really, I guess, your first proper job after university. You've been on an interesting journey, but within the space of 10 years, you've gone from doing a customer service job to effectively holding the reins of a £4 million turnover business. Okay, so for anyone who's young and aspiring and ambitious and wants to develop their career, what would you say are the key lessons and things that you would encourage them to do to help their development?
I think one of the things is just a willingness to get involved, every aspect of the business. I learned pretty on in the business from yourself and your dad that if there's gaps in the business or there's things that need to be done, you always get involved. I think that's one of the things that's helped me kind of progress in the company, from just starting at customer service, a gap in purchasing, a gap in supply chain, and just, I think, like I always said to the staff or people, colleagues that I've had for so many years, is if there's a job to be done, just get involved. It obviously improves the knowledge in the business, where people come to you for pretty much any little issue or any problem, which makes you feel kind of valuable to the business and to your colleagues as well, that they know there's no job too small, there's no job too big, there's no job that you can't help out with. And like you say, over the 10 years you've gone from just a bit of customer service, not really knowing the products, not really knowing the industry, to a point where we've grown significantly, still looking to obviously ambitions to grow even further, but you understand what actually makes the company tick, what needs to be done, and obviously got to a point now where it's starting to delegate a little bit as well, and bringing staff along, and I think we've got a pretty good team, to be fair.
Fantastic. If you had to summarise that in terms of your core values, what would you say they are?
I think it's just being honest. I think being honest, working as hard as you can. If there's a job to be done, just doing it, and then thinking about the problems, or complaining about certain stuff going forward. I think I say a big part of it is, I say, honesty. I think working hard is just part of the job, but I think if my colleagues, I'd like to think if they describe me, that they'd always say willingness to help is top of the range.
Now you've taken the reins of Dortech Direct Limited, what does the future look like, and what are your plans?
Yeah, well, it's a very interesting one. So taking the full control of the business is one thing I'm obviously thrilled about. There's many things that we've kind of got to kind of grow on. We've obviously been in a challenging market, but I think opportunities are going to, in 2026, there's going to be a lot of opportunities. We've got obviously growing sides of the business. So we've got the merchant side, which is side of business I want to really grow with the sales team. We've obviously got ambitions to grow the sales team, and that can come with many, many positions. Also, one big thing is that I think I'm building like a leadership management team, so I want to upskill key kind of managers in the business and start really diving into responsibilities, processes, how the business can really grow. I think there's a lot in terms of the warehouse that we can kind of develop in terms of rotation of stock, pricing. Obviously, I want to look at Zach in terms of pricing the purchasing. I want to streamline that in terms of MOQs, in terms of restocking core products. Sales team, there's obviously a lot of opportunities in terms of customer visits. We've got a lot of big customers in London, so there's a lot of visits that I want to kind of develop on. And obviously also putting a forecast into the business in terms of we've got channels that need to be grown. So there's many opportunities in terms of getting the forecast that I'm going to present to the board. But yeah, you've got to bring the people with you as well.
That's fantastic. So the future's looking really bright.
Oh, 100%.
It's been an interesting journey over the past 10 years, but I think your career is testimony to what happens when someone is committed, loyal, hardworking, and a great communicator. You leave a smile on everyone's face that you meet. So from myself and from everyone else in the business and our customers and suppliers, congratulations on this position. I think we all wish you the very, very best of luck and good luck taking things forward from here.
Very much appreciated. I think, like I said, there's a lot of opportunities. Yeah, look forward to it.
Brilliant. Well done.